Yo, what is up everybody? It's your boy Trajanov, back with another video. And let me tell you, this one is a little different, a little darker. Alright, maybe a lot darker. We're going deep, like spelunking in the catacombs of history deep. We're talking about places that time forgot. Places where the hustle and bustle of life just stopped. We're talking ghost towns, but not the kind you see in cowboy movies. These are real places with real stories that have been completely left behind. This is Expedition Essence, and today we're diving headfirst into 10 American cities that are, for all intents and purposes, dead. Forever. Yeah, you heard that right. Gone kaput, stick a fork in them. So buckle up, grab your hard hat and your metaphorical flashlight because things are about to get real. Let's go. First up, we're headed to the rolling hills of Pennsylvania, a place that looks straight out of a postcard, right? Well, not so fast. Nestled amongst those picturesque landscapes is a town called Centralia. Now, Centralia might sound like a lovely place to raise a family, but trust me, it's anything but. This town has a dark secret, a literal one. See, beneath those charming streets, a fire has been raging for over half a century. We're not talking about some campfire gone wrong either. This is a massive underground coal mine fire that started back in 1962. Imagine the earth itself opening up and spewing toxic fumes, and you're starting to get the picture. The craziest part, this fire is still burning today. That's right, over 50 years and counting. This thing is like the Energizer Bunny of infernos. It just keeps going and going. This underground inferno turned Centralia into a modern-day Pompeii, forcing almost all of its residents to flee. The government even stepped in, declaring the town a hazardous area and relocating most of the folks who remained. Can you imagine being told you have to leave your home, your entire life behind because the ground beneath your feet is literally on fire? Talk about a rough day. But a few stubborn souls refused to leave. They stayed put, determined to live out their days in the shadow of this smoldering inferno. Talk about hardcore. I guess you could say they really love their hometown. The government eventually gave up trying to relocate the remaining residents, and today, Centralia stands as a stark reminder of the power of nature and the resilience of the human spirit. Next stop on our ghost town tour takes us west, to the golden state of California. Now, when you think of California, you probably think of sunshine, beaches, and Hollywood glamour, but hidden away in the eastern Sierra Nevada mountains lies a different kind of California story. I'm talking about Bodie, a town that was once a bustling gold rush boomtown, full of fortune seekers and dreamers hoping to strike it rich. You know the story, prospectors with pickaxes slung over their shoulders, saloons filled with dusty cowboys, and that constant, tantalizing glint of gold fever in everyone's eyes. Back in its heyday, Bodie was the Wild West in all its gritty glory. We're talking almost 10,000 people, 65 saloons, even its own red light district. It was the place to be, man. But like all get-rich-quick schemes, the gold rush eventually went bust, and when the gold ran dry, so did the lifeblood of Bodie. Today, Bodie stands frozen in time, a perfectly preserved snapshot of a bygone era. Walking down its deserted streets is like stepping onto the set of a Western movie. You can practically hear the echoes of saloon doors swinging open and the clinking of glasses in dusty saloons. It's like the Wild West just hit the pause button. But here's the thing about Bodie that really gets me. It's not just a bunch of crumbling ruins. Everything is left exactly as it was when the last residents packed up and left. You've got furniture collecting dust in abandoned homes, goods still sitting on shelves in stores, and even a table set for dinner in a long empty house. It's equal parts eerie and fascinating. Gary, Indiana. Once upon a time, this was the muscle of America. Steel built this country, and Gary built that steel. But dreams fade and industries change. The factories that once roared with life fell silent, and as the jobs left, so did the people. Empty factories loom like skeletal giants. Neighborhoods stand eerily quiet, houses boarded up. But even in the ruins, you can feel the echo of what Gary once was. Now, I'm not saying there's no hope for Gary. There are people here, fighting to rebuild, to breathe life back into this city. They're planting gardens, opening businesses, trying to create a new identity for Gary, one not solely defined by its industrial past. But it's an uphill battle, no doubt about it. The scars of economic collapse run deep. Poverty, crime, unemployment, these are the new demons haunting Gary. And it's tough, man, seeing a city with so much potential struggling to survive. It makes you question, what is the responsibility of the government, of society, to places like Gary? Do we just write them off? Consider them casualties of progress? Or do we have an obligation to help these communities get back on their feet? This isn't just about Gary. It's about the soul of America, about remembering the places and the people who built this country, even when the factories fall silent. It's about finding a way forward together, even when the road ahead seems impossible. Detroit, the Motor City, synonymous with American innovation, the roar of engines and the open road, built on the back of the automobile, a testament to American ingenuity. Detroit in its heyday was electric. Factories humming, assembly lines churning out cars. But then, the engine sputtered. The big three automakers started to stumble. Detroit's economic engine began to stall. Driving through Detroit today, you see the remnants of that decline. But hey, let's be clear, Detroit ain't down for the count. This city, it's got resilience in its DNA. There's a new generation here, entrepreneurs, artists, innovators. They're opening businesses, creating art, and rebuilding communities. Detroit is reinventing itself, finding new ways to thrive. You can feel it in the air, in the determination of the people. Detroit is a city that refuses to give up. Now I know what you're thinking, Pripyat, that's not in America. And you're right, it's not. But trust me, this story, it's universal. It's about the hubris of man and the devastating consequences of our mistakes. Pripyat, Ukraine. Once a model Soviet city, home to the workers and families of the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant. Then came April 26, 1986. The day Chernobyl's reactor number 4 exploded, unleashing a nuclear nightmare. The city of Pripyat was transformed into a ghost town. Today, Pripyat stands frozen in time. The Chernobyl disaster wasn't just a nuclear accident, it was a human tragedy. Thousands of lives were lost, countless others forever changed. The true cost is still being calculated, a chilling reminder of our actions. Walking through Pripyat, you feel a sense of unease. The silence is deafening, broken only by the wind and rustling leaves. It's a stark reminder of nature's power and our own mortality. Pripyat serves as a warning, a reminder of technological failure, a place where the past and present collide, a ghost town etched in memory. But even in tragedy, there's hope. Nature is reclaiming Pripyat, a testament to life's resilience. Glen Rio, Texas, or is it Glen Rio, New Mexico? This town sits right on the state border, literally split down the middle. You've got Texas on one side, New Mexico on the other. Imagine growing up there telling people you're from Glen Rio and they ask, which one? It's like living in two places at once. But this story isn't about state pride. It's about what happens when the open road decides to take a detour. See, Glen Rio used to be a pit stop on Route 66, a beacon for weary travelers. Gas stations, motels, the whole 9 yards. But then came the interstate, that concrete ribbon cutting through the heart of America. And you know what? It bypassed Glen Rio entirely. Just like that, the lifeblood of the town dried up. No more travelers, no more hustle and bustle, just empty streets and the ghosts of a bygone era. Walking through Glen Rio today is like stepping onto a movie set. Buildings frozen in time, remnants of a life interrupted. You can almost hear the echoes of laughter from the diner, the rumble of engines pulling up to the gas pumps. But it's all gone quiet now. The wind whistles through broken windows and the sun beats down on cracked asphalt. It's a harsh beauty, a reminder of the power of time. So next time you're speeding down the interstate, spare a thought for Glen Rio, the town that got left behind. Alright, imagine this. You're not just a town, you're the capital of Alabama. The year is 1819 and Cahaba is the place to be. Politicians, businessmen, you name it, they were all flocking to this bustling river town. It had ambition, potential, the whole package. But there was a catch, a fatal flaw in Cahaba's grand plan. You see, they built this ambitious city right at the confluence of two mighty rivers, the Alabama and the Cahaba. And as anyone who's lived near a river knows, they have a mind of their own: flooding. That's right, Cahaba's Achilles' heel was its susceptibility to the whims of nature. Every few years, those rivers would rise, turning streets into raging torrents and homes into islands. Not exactly ideal for a state capital, right? By 1826, after just 7 short years, the decision was made. They had to move the capital. And just like that, Cahaba's dreams of grandeur were washed away. Today, Cahaba is a ghost town, reclaimed by the very rivers that brought about its demise. Walking through the overgrown streets, you can practically hear the echoes of those who came before. The whispers of political debates, the laughter of children playing, all lost to the current. But here's the thing about Cahaba. It's not just an empty shell. Beneath the surface, beneath the mud and the vines, lies a treasure trove of history. Archaeologists are constantly unearthing artifacts, piecing together the story of this forgotten capital. It's a reminder that even in death, even when swallowed by nature itself, a town can leave an indelible mark. Cahaba might be gone, but its story, its legacy, continues to resurface, offering us a glimpse into a bygone era. So next time you hear the phrase "gone but not forgotten," think of Cahaba, the drowned city, a testament to the power of nature and the enduring spirit of history. All right, let's talk about Thurmond, West Virginia, a town that lived and breathed coal. See, back in the day, this place was hopping. We're talking saloons, hotels, even a bustling railroad yard, all fueled by the black gold that lay beneath their feet. Thurmond was a company town, owned lock, stock, and barrel by the railroad. They controlled everything, from the houses people lived in to the stores they shopped at. It was a different time, a different world. But as with all good things, the boom times couldn't last forever. The decline of the coal industry hit Thurmond hard. The trains stopped running, the mines shut down, and the lifeblood of the town slowly drained away. It's a story we've seen repeated across America. The rise and fall of industries leaving scars on the land and in the hearts of the people who built their lives around them. Today, Thurmond is a shell of its former self, a ghost town frozen in time. Walking down the deserted streets, you can practically hear the echoes of the past. The rumble of trains, the laughter of miners, the clinking of glasses in the saloons. But even in its decay, there's a certain beauty to Thurmond. The buildings, though weathered and worn, still stand as a testament to a bygone era. It's like stepping onto a movie set, a time capsule of a life lived and lost. And you know what? People are starting to rediscover Thurmond. Tourists come to experience the eerie silence, the haunting beauty of this forgotten town. It's a reminder that even in death, even in the face of progress and change, there's a story to be told. So next time you're feeling nostalgic for a simpler time, a time when life moved at a slower pace, take a trip to Thurmond, West Virginia. You might just find yourself transported back in time. All right, we're moving on to Centralia, Illinois. This town, man, it's a story of boom and bust, just like a lot of these places. Coal was king here, the lifeblood, you know? People came from all over, built lives, built a community all around this black gold. But then, as things often do, times changed. The demand for coal dropped, mines closed, and Centralia started to feel the squeeze. People started leaving, looking for work, chasing that hope somewhere else. It's like this weird ghost town vibe now. You can still see the bones of what it once was, the echoes of a different time. It makes you think about how quickly things can change, you know? One day you're on top, the next you're struggling to stay afloat. Now, I'm not saying there's no hope for places like Centralia. There are people fighting to keep the memory alive, to rebuild in some way. You got these little pockets of resilience, folks who refuse to give up on their hometown. And hey, maybe that's enough. Maybe it's not about recreating what was, but finding a new identity, a new purpose. Maybe it's about preserving the history, the lessons learned, so we don't repeat the mistakes of the past. Because that's the thing about these places, right? They're more than just abandoned buildings and empty streets. They're reminders of our shared history, the good and the bad. They're reminders that nothing lasts forever, and that's okay. Okay, next up, we're heading out west to Jerome, Arizona. Now, this place is straight out of an old Western movie. Perched on the side of a mountain, this town was built on copper, pure and simple. When copper was hot, Jerome was booming. Miners, businessmen, adventurers, they all flocked to this dusty town looking to strike it rich, and for a while, man, they did. Saloons were packed, money flowed like water, and the party never seemed to stop. But then, just like that, the music stopped. The demand for copper dropped, the mines shut down, and Jerome became a ghost town almost overnight. People packed up and left, chasing the next boom, leaving behind a shell of a town. But here's the thing about Jerome, it didn't stay dead. Nope, artists and creatives, they saw something special in this abandoned town. They saw beauty in the decay, potential in the ruins. Slowly but surely, Jerome started to come back to life. Not as a mining town, but as an artist colony. Galleries popped up, studios filled empty buildings, and the streets were once again alive with activity. It's a testament to human resilience, you know? Even in the face of abandonment, there's always a spark of hope, a chance for reinvention. It's a reminder that sometimes the most unexpected places can surprise you. So there you have it. 10 American cities that are, for all intents and purposes, gone. Each one a story, a reminder that nothing lasts forever. But hey, maybe that's okay. Maybe it's about learning from the past, respecting the journey, and appreciating the present. If you dug this exploration into America's abandoned places, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for more content like this, and let me know in the comments what other forgotten corners of the world you want to explore. Thanks for watching.